Have now, cousins. All right. Y'all know what time it is. We're going to give you the branding and then on YouTube, of course, and then on to the show.
Mhm.
So there we go. All right. We're live everywhere.
Hey y'all, we're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
What's good? It is Dehjai. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yes. We're here. We've made it. Here in my
We holding
workhouse
on.
and doing the best I can. Let's see. What are you
I'm here in
drinking?
good times.
Rushing and surviving, child. What
Okay.
are you what are you having to drink?
So today we have a little margarita with some blackberries tossed at the
Oh, that's
bottom. So
cute.
a little lime margarita.
Love that. Okay, I am having a what is this thing called? Five drinks. Five drinks. It's the Paloma. I've had this on here before.
Okay.
It's
No,
just
I'm
the
you said
can.
5 drinks, and I'm like 5 drinks. Since you trying to get five?
No, it's the brand, and then it's just a can of a Paloma. So
Got you.
very
Okay.
easy, very quick. Just for anybody watching the replay on YouTube, I drop all of the timestamps down below in the comments so you can kind of jump around as your heart so desires. Okay,
Go
now we're
on ahead to
ready.
the show you like. All right.
Yes.
So, at the top of the show, I try to give y'all a little pop culture. It was slow news this week, so bear with me.
Very.
But here we go. Over here on YouTube, you can see the actual photos and things that I've selected for the week. First story out of the gate: people that Kendrick hates. Ray J versus the Kardashian clan. Child, Ray J last week. I'm sure nobody missed it at this point. It was all over TikTok and Instagram and the Shade Room. If you're a Shade Room
I did
follower,
miss it. I missed it completely, and I'm going to tell you why. I have that name blocked on my Twitter. Completely. Just don't even want to hear about it. And I don't know how I missed it, but I don't follow the Shade Room either. So I completely missed it. I heard about it from the one and only Demetria O. Lucas.
girl.
I heard about it as her pop culture on Ratchet and Respectables, but I had no idea about this, and I was happier not knowing. But go ahead.
Girl. We're not really gonna get into the thick of it, but basically, like 20 plus years later, Ray J is pulling out all the receipts because the Kardashian clan got on their Hulu version of the same show and was talking about this incident as though still making it as though he was the culprit and so on and so forth, and she was the victim. But like the thing that really got me, and Demetria also made mention of this too, was the fact that like the mom had to do like play by play and was telling Kim, redo this scene type stuff. Like, I don't know that I ever want my mother to be watching any of not that I'm out here doing that, one, but two, I don't what? Like, girl, that's weird.
That's not something that I need to happen at all, period.
Never.
But yes, allegedly, Kim was down to the video, like, put your leg up a little more.
Child, okay. So we're gonna have to redo your hair in this scene. It doesn't look too good. This isn't a good look on you. Like, girl, what? And this is alleged, child. We just, we just talking
this way. We need you to do it a little different, girl. Get off my. And then, hello, everybody knows that these people are the way they are. Nobody is surprised by this. Like, moving on.
None whatsoever. Okay. Moving right on along, because like I said, don't nobody care about this for real. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, we did talk about the Tim Norman foolishness. Basically, he was found guilty on all charges. And what I didn't have the last time that I talked about this on a reality recap was that it was a $450,000 insurance policy that he was trying to collect on the head of his nephew. I'm like, that is insane. Like, you really got to be something wrong with you. I mean, clearly, if y'all hop over here, Instagram onto the YouTube, you see this photo of him in his arrest photo, basically. And I'm like, why are you smiling? What is there to be happy about? Like,
nothing.
That, like, deranged, crazy and deranged.
And also, like, I don't mean no harm. You know, when the blacks say that, we get ready to say something foolish. But I don't mean no harm. But that ain't even enough money to like hold you over for a lifetime, really and truly. I mean,
not the way he was spending money.
Yeah, like you gonna put out a hit on your own family member for not even all the way $500,000. Like
Facts.
that.
Oh, and for those of you that may not know,
Not
Tim Norman is from Sweetie Pie's fame. It was a show that was a family show on OWN. So just so you know, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, girl, a mess. Slow news this week. Lastly, we're going to talk about Pastor Gucci, is what I'm calling him. Lamore Whitehead. This man, have you heard about this man? Are you familiar?
I am.
Look on your face. Girl, so the photos here on YouTube right now are of a recent sermon. I don't know if this was this week or last week, whatever, but apparently he got into a back and forth on a live sermon where he proceeded to like mush this woman and grab her by her head and shove her out of the room.
Lying?
Yes. And then he turned around and was saying, yes, ma'am. And then he turned around and was saying that she was trying to attack his wife and child. But in no point do you ever see said wife and child on the camera. All you see is her coming into the screen, and then him, like, he's arguing with her, bantering back and forth from the stage, and then she comes into the screen and she's looking this way, and he literally like not snuffed her, but like mushed her from the like side of the head out of the
camera. View. His camera angles get ready to get him in trouble again, because it was the camera angles that told the tale that he didn't really get robbed.
Child, it's really a mess. Also, I think he just wants to be like to milk this 15 minutes.
Also, I will never forgive the Fashion Bomb Daily for talking about his counterfeit suit.
Child, I missed that. Well, I mean, in this here photo, he got on a head-to-toe Dior setup, and then the other one,
they called it
Gucci suit.
I think it was an interesting rendition of the of the Gucci hourglass, the Gucci Balenciaga hourglass suit. Anyways, I was amused by that. This man is foolish. Moving on.
Very much so. So before we actually get into the mess, I do want to say send prayers out to the family of PNB Rock, who was gunned down over the last couple of days. I think either it was the last couple of days or in the middle of last week. And then also to all of our cousins in the Caribbean, because right now they are facing horrible tropical storms, and like Puerto Rico is getting demolished right now. So prayers out for all of you, and I hope that you all are safe and can get somewhere safe.
Yes, please.
But yes,
you can.
On to the
all right. Mess. Well, here we are talking about people getting mushed. Why don't we just start with Married to Medicine? All right, so let's give a little background. What's going on? Married to Medicine, Audra, Claude, Miss Claude.
Newbie.
She got it. She had
no, she wasn't fighting Miss Claude. She friends with her. She was fighting.
No, but this was at her housewarming, correct?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Sure was.
So Miss Claude had the people over for a housewarming and Christmas party, and Toya and Audra got the fighting. So I didn't really watch everything. I saw the fight on the socials, but like, what is the problem over there?
Child, I don't know, but one thing about Miss Toya is that she is always ready with the mess. Okay, like Toya, didn't she fight in another holiday party? Wasn't it at the white lady's house? What's her name? The only white lady on the show.
The first season?
Yes, she was fighting.
Was that Toya?
Yes, it was Toya and Mariah.
I didn't watch the first season because I was like, this is uncouth. Like, what are y'all doing fighting at this? And Mariah literally drives me up the wall. So I just could not.
They was going at it though.
I did see one that they didn't fall into the pool. Yeah, I think I did see a snippet of the fight. Anyways,
Toya always fighting. One thing about it, just a ghetto mess. I'm sorry, I said it.
You know, I just feel like, okay, I'm not trying to age shame nobody or do any of that. However,
I mean, you should be ashamed of the age she is.
She's half of Toya's age. So, like, on the one hand, I understand, like, she and Toya kind of had friction from the beginning. So it's like, Hey, Ray Ray. I understand they had like friction or whatever because Toya came out of her mouth reckless per usual. And so Audra was kind of like, whatever. But like at a certain point, even at my age, I'm like, girl, I'm not getting ready to fight with these little children, child.
I surely am not. Because like
Audra was born in 1990.
Hey,
like,
girl, no, 1990, Jesus.
1990. They were doing the little the sit down with Eugene. I mean, with with Simone and Cecil for their book, and Audra was like, I was born in 1990, and everybody at the table was like,
girl, we was good and grunt. Well, they was, not us, but
no, we were not. But like, they were like, you could be my child, and that's how I feel like Toya needs to like turn her brain on. Like, you were probably like this, first of all, at Audra's age. Second of all, you still like this. Let's be real. Second of all, she's young. Like, she could be your daughter. Like, grow up.
Well, Toya is much younger than, well, not much younger, but she's definitely, well, she's probably about a decade younger than Cecil and Simone. And then she's got at least 20 years between her and Dr. Jackie.
Toya's in her mid-40s. So, okay, she's not maybe old enough to be her mom, but she's old enough to be a big sis auntie, probably even. Like, she's not
the young hot auntie.
Yeah, like a young popping auntie. Like, she's not in her age cohort. You know what I'm saying? Ray Ray says one thing about Toya, she's going low. Absolutely. And she is awful. She is. Every single time. Available opportunity.
So before you hopped on, Ray, we was talking about how in the first season it was Toya and Mariah that was fighting at another holiday party.
And it's like, it's 10 years later, and you still fighting at holiday parties, man. What is the reason? What was the reason?
Listen, Toya was like, but the thing about it for me is that she mushed the hell out of her and then went on, she just glided away. Like, nothing was happening. Like, I mean, she was dodging them, the swinging, but she just glided right on off. Like, she didn't just start this fight. Like, girl, what is going on? Now, while I understand if somebody's in your face,
yes,
and they're like bucking up against you, like, yeah, I'm gonna continue to back up. I'm definitely gonna protect myself because I don't know what kind of foolery you got going on within yourself.
Yeah,
it's crazy enough that you already doing the bucking up and we grown as hell. However, I'm very much a Toya of it all. I'm ready with the foolishness.
I would have just been like, girl, you don't go sit down somewhere.
I'm not gonna put my hands on you, but I'm gonna be prepared to block you if you try.
I'm just not even going to do all that because, and then this is my issue with Audra. It's like, in my mind, once I got like, and I get it, everybody's not like this, but once I got my credentials, I was like, I'm not putting my credentials on the line for these people. No. Like, I'm not the thing I was thinking about Audra. And committing assault and things and having to go before the courts.
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So, girl, do better.
I wouldn't be surprised if Audra decides that she wants to sue her because homegirl put her hands on her. But I wonder if in the state of Georgia, she could even have a case for the fact that, like, she was the aggressor seemingly at the onset of it. So
I don't know. I do like Audra's husband a lot. He cracks me up.
Dr. Martin.
He cracks me up.
The last name? Is it Martin? I don't know.
I think it's Martin. Yeah, Dr. Martin. That's his first name, but Dr. Martin. You know?
Girl, I think Dr. Martin is given like he's our age. Even though he tried to play like he was born in 1990, he looked more like
I don't think he was born in 90. I think she was born in 90. Okay. Anyway.
Hello.
Ray said Eugene ain't tired yet. And that's what we have been wondering. We have a video about is Eugene going to be tired of Toya? We are tired of her.
He strikes me as one of those men that likes, like, he's real dry and boring, but he get all his spice from his partner.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I meant what I said. He gives dry and boring. He need a little extra spice in his life.
And also I am wondering how his transition out of emergency medicine or whatever is. What's that going to do to their lifestyle, to whatever?
But I feel like he would make more money anyway going into like more private practice. I don't know that he is his own business yet. I feel like they alluded to him starting another role, but I don't think he's doing like Daddy. What's his name? Doctor. What is his name?
Dr. Damon.
Yes. I'm like Daddy. And she says it so much. But yeah, I don't know that he's at that point yet, but I feel like he'll probably be there.
Yeah. Also, I'm not saying just necessarily like his pay. I'm talking about Ray said they'll be moving again. Yeah, that's what I meant. Being at home with Toya and all her yelling and carrying on all day. You know, or more often. Because like he's out at night, you know, they have their own kind of different schedules. She's kind of running the house and he doesn't really, he kind of gets in where he fits in or whatever. Oh, Toya, Ray says that Toya doesn't have much to lose, and that's why she's fighting, and it's true. Which is why my side eye is to Audra. Like, girl, you have things to lose.
Yeah, I know. That's the part that I was thinking. I'm like, girl, I don't like you. You are the
fighting. You can't be fighting with the doll who has nothing to lose. You know?
No, I'm like, you the money here. What you doing, baby? You can't do that. I'm like, you pointed out the facts that sis ain't got the money that she claiming to have. So like, what are we doing here? The other thing, since you didn't watch the whole scene, basically it was Dr. Jackie that said in the confessionals that Heavenly put the battery in Toya's bag. And she was like, you know, she's trying to skate off like she didn't have nothing to do with it, but she did. And it wasn't in a way that, I don't know, Dr. Jackie is saying in her confessionals that she feels like Heavenly was being messy, but I don't think that she was, because it was conversation being had at the party she was at about what basically what started all of this foolishness is that Anila and her friend group was over there having chitter chatter about Toya allegedly sleeping with somebody in the neighborhood.
Yes.
So I'm just like, I understand where Heavenly was coming from, but like, bad timing.
Bad timing. That's somebody's 40, you know.
I'm like, bad timing, you know. And then Quad was like, you know, long as y'all don't break up my shit.
Okay.
I don't want nobody fighting in my house, but don't break up my shit. And then after that, it was time to go. Auntie was over it. Quad's aunt was telling everybody they had to go.
I know that's
she was yelling at everybody. That's not how you act at somebody's house. What's wrong with you?
Listen.
So
right there with you, Auntie. All right. What else do you want? Oh, go ahead.
Before we wrap up, the last thing that I'll say is, you know how in all the Bravo shows, they have the scenes where each side is talking about it and then the people in the middle. So there's a scene where it's Simone, Toya, and what is her name? Dr. Contessa. They're all sitting out to lunch or whatever have you, talking about this whole situation. And then somehow or another, Quad comes up and they're saying that Quad done slept with the contractor that did her house. And that he was married.
You get it one way or you get it the other.
Okay.
And that
allegedly he was married. And
Quad is single.
I mean, and is, but you know, this is what they said. Allegedly, he was married at the time, or is married. Period. And Contessa was like, "Well, dang, I didn't know nothing about it." And then Toya says, "Well, and you wouldn't have," but like, because she said something about like, you know, you don't just go around spreading rumors, because basically, whoever is saying, I heard a rumor, you're the source of the rumor, right? And I'm like, but if that's the case, if that's how you feel, why the hell would y'all bring this up now and on camera? Like,
listen,
what's going on here? This is not throwing shade at this point, because I don't remember which person it was. I don't know if it was a Simone or if it was Toya, but basically they were like, well, Heavenly been saying that she sleeps with married men. And then they show that clip in the show. Watch the show back, friend. It's a mess.
But also, like, they pick and choose when they want to bring up Heavenly as a fact witness, you know, because all the time Heavenly does too much, but it is time to talk about somebody else's business, and you like, what Heavenly said? Like, really? That's who you want to bring around as the fact witness? I guess so.
Like Heavenly got her ear to the streets, honey.
Yeah, sure. But if she said if you said it was true about somebody else, then you gotta accept that what she said was true about you.
But we not doing that though, because
Okay. Right.
everything ain't fair. I mean, you know what it is. All right, where you want to go next? Oh wait,
want to do Housewives?
Ray said they definitely be picking and choosing because they're usually dragging Heavenly, and you're right.
Okay.
And you're right.
Yeah.
Dragging her for her mouth.
Exactly. What are you watching, Ray? We'll go wherever you're going.
Like,
let us know.
Reunion was boring. I don't really know what
all right,
well,
just say a few words. I didn't even really watch it, so.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember what the hell was going on outside of Martell calling in the middle of them being on the set. That's the only part that I remember because they snatched the phone out of, I think it was Kenya. It was ringing. Kenya snatched the phone.
Yeah, I saw the clip
from Sheree.
From Sheree.
And she just answers the phone, starts talking to him, and then Andy talks to him, but they never put the phone to the screen. So I don't know.
Yeah.
She says she's way behind on RHOA.
Yeah, that's fine.
Honey,
wasn't a whole lot going on.
It wasn't a whole lot going on.
You ain't missed none.
More of Marlo's delusional behavior. Marlo's a good time for TV, but like she really she be acting so aloof, like she don't know why people got issues with her and the way she behaves. Martell and Sheree,
they are not my favorite. Not my favorite.
I mean, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Sheree is a mess. Yeah. He is a mess. Sheree probably can't have no more children. That's the best option.
He don't need no more children. He don't need no more children.
Agreed. We don't need him to be out here like Nick Cannon. Now, random aside, this don't have nothing to do with none of these shows, but I was on the TikTok, right?
Okay.
And one of the girls of the Palm Color Brigade was like, she pointed out that y'all remember that Nick Cannon has lupus, right? So yeah, everybody's so concerned about him out here making all these babies, but like in the event that he needs like a kidney transplant or whatever the case may be, the children would be a direct match. That is why he's having all these children. I was like,
I've heard this theory too. I've heard this conspiracy theory also that he's making a stem cell farm. But
out of his own children, allegedly.
I don't know if that's true or false.
That's crazy. I mean, but they say that the Hollywood folk do different shit. So anyway, back to the shows.
Well, we're right here. Let's do Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Them Whitlows get on my nerves. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, quickly. Let's do a little recap. So if you haven't watched it, Love and Marriage Huntsville, they are having a couples retreat with the therapist, Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis been real spicy. Okay, so he's been clocking the girls and getting the girls together. I can't say that it's been effective because it's been a little too spicy, to be honest, to be a therapist. So, the girls have not been responding well.
And aren't. I'm like, it ain't.
You were getting ready to talk about the Whitlows, and Lewis, I literally tweeted out halfway through watching it, like, what do Lewis be talking about?
Nothing. He didn't I say last season that he gives foghorn leghorn?
He does a lot of talking and a bunch of nothing. He says a bunch of nothing.
So I'm telling my age here, but he definitely gives foghorn leghorn.
Right, it's getting too loud with the therapist.
I'm saying
loud, okay? It's too much.
It's bad. It's bad. I ain't gonna sit here and act like it's not. It's bad.
Maurice is getting on my nerves. He's getting on my nerves in like a major way this season. He is a lot.
Who are you?
Kind of seen a glimpse of it, like because of when they first got married, he was kind of like, "That's women's work," and I'm thinking, "It's a house full of men. What you mean it's women's work? That
he's gonna be up in here slaving, cleaning after you?
No, not in a house full of men. Like y'all exempt from No, absolutely not. Especially not no kids. Especially not no men. Period. But like the kids gonna help for sure.
Hello?
What you have accepted with the man is your own business, but these kids gonna help. So, Yeah, but he's like, oh, sex 2 and 3 times a day, and we going. It's just
I'm
like,
like, why do you
right.
have time to do that, sir? You're
Get
supposed
a
to be out here
hobby.
making money.
Listen, I feel like little girls are encouraged to have hobbies. We didn't start encouraging these little boys to have hobbies so they don't grow up and their only outlet is sex. Because it's ridiculous. Get a hobby.
Ooh,
Read a
child.
book. And he's like, oh, would you go a day without eating? I'm just like, eating and sex are not really the same thing. Like, that's
not at all. You're not gonna die if you don't have sex.
It's not the same thing. You might be unpleasant. It might be unpleasant for you. You might be uncomfortable. But you'll be all right.
But I feel like even that, I don't even know that that'll be. I mean, because most people after so long, you just become like a nun. You know, somebody a servant of the cloth.
Not a servant of the cloth. Ray Ray said yes. They need hobbies immediately. They do. They do.
Like it's ridiculous. Like how old are you, sir? And now it makes me wonder about his previous marriage. Like, was that why the shit ended and you was looking elsewhere?
Probably. And also he was younger, so he's in his like 40s and still trying to do this. Facts. It's not like so you can only imagine how much he was.
He absolutely needs to grow up. Ray Ray said Maurice needs to grow up. He's too old to be acting like that. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm like, child, you know what? That's a conversation offline. We ain't finna do it.
You know, the thing about this marriage retreat, as much as I don't like Marceau, actually, I take that back. Marceau is funny to me, but it's because
he's grown on me now.
He is growing on me, and this marriage retreat made Marceau and Tisha look like the model couple, and it's like,
it did.
How did we get here? How did we get here? Because you know what it is. You can like their relationship or not. It works for them. It wouldn't work for me. I would not be okay with that. But it works for them. And how even like when they were doing the leg game, the sock leg game, whatever, when they had their leg attached, they were just like gliding along, just talking to each other, like, okay,
like it won't nothing, like, right?
Like a leisurely walk in the park.
Bees and honey, that's them. And but it's crazy that this season, that's what it's looking like. But all the other seasons, it looked chaotic and crazy.
But chaos and confusion. I think that's because there was the male element of it all. There was the Martell element of it all, kind of trying to throw a bunch of stuff into their marriage. Okay, I think we just froze. Okay. Trying to throw a bunch of stuff into their marriage, and Tisha got confused, and the same for her mom. And it seems like this season she's kind of like, I'm not going down that road anymore. You know?
Yeah. But I
like this is my marriage, and this is it.
I still don't get the vibes that Marceau ain't never played on the other side.
Yeah, me neither.
I still very much get that that has gone on and there has been conversation about it.
Listen, if at all, cheat with somebody who's got something to lose, not somebody that's going to be airing your business on Instagram, Martell. Anyways.
Girl. And that, so, sidebar, Tisha did that interview with DJ Richie Sky. And she basically, I think I talked about this last week possibly, but she basically just kind of let it be known, like, they've again, she says it every episode, but they've been married the longest, and so like he's just playing and being ridiculous, but everybody is taking it as like this is how he absolutely treats you, like a Stepford wife.
Exactly, Mariah. She said she's smart. That's really what it is. What else happened? So apparently there was like this amphitheater in Huntsville. I don't know if that was this episode or the one before. Anyways, there was an amphitheater in Huntsville that got opened. Mel was there. And so she was like hosting, and Martell brought the kids. I think that might have been last week's. But anyways, Martell brought the kids. That was a nice moment. You can see, hopefully, it seems like, based on the preview, which we can talk about in a second, like it seems like they are about to combine their evil into a superpower against other people.
Child. It's gonna be the fight that we've been hearing about.
Correct. From time, basically.
The internet.
Miss Marlene was back on the scene. Martell's mom and Mel decided to sit down and hash it out, like, because they had such a good relationship when they were married. So when Melanie and Martell were married, so they sat down and hashed it out. And it was just funny to me because at first I was like, Mel, don't do Miss Marlene like that. We don't play like that, sis. You giving Miss Marlene a lot, okay? And if you've been around here long enough, you know we go up.
You just got to dismiss these elders. But the thing is, you just got to dismiss them, okay? That's her son. Of course, she's going to ride for her child.
Of course. And was she maybe wrong in saying that Melody was lazy? Maybe. Melody was lazy? Maybe. But, like, also Melody was like, hey, I was popping out a bunch of kids and Martell was helping me. That's not me being lazy. That's him helping me sometimes and me helping him
raise
sometimes.
His children. That's really
so anyways.
We raising kids.
But it was funny because exactly. But to me, it was funny because I was like, okay, now I understand why Martell was attracted to Melody, because she kind of reminds me of Miss Marlene. Like, they seemed like they were kind of two sides of the same coin to me. Like the way they were kind of going back and forth with each other, I was like, okay, this is love, and
they little zingers and carrying on. And then either she was in a confessional or she was talking to Martell, and she was just like, child, she was just mad. I saw that text message. I was like, and then that was it.
Like, and Miss Marlene was like,
she didn't care nothing about it.
She was like, yeah, I said it. That wasn't Martell. He ain't say nothing. I said it.
It was not bothered. When homegirl was like, well, I'm gonna unblock you now, she was like, keep me blocked.
And she was like, and if you call around here to go to dinner, go out to eat, I'm still gonna say yes. Miss Marlene was like, listen,
just show up, just come on by. You can keep me blocked.
Come by the house. She was like, you can leave me blocked. Just come by the house. She had me dying because she was like, listen, I'm a mother. I'm gonna protect mine. You're a mother. You gonna protect yours. I don't care nothing about it. I'm not getting ready to do this mess with you.
Okay.
Correct. Exactly.
She don't do that mess with nobody.
I said what I said, and what about it? That's exactly the energy that Miss Marlene was giving, okay?
Yeah. I'm like, I ain't changing what I said. I'm not apologizing for it. I don't even think she did. In the meeting, she didn't apologize.
She didn't. She was just like, okay, girl, you just needed to get it off your chest. Now we can move forward. Don't unblock me, though. Just come by the house, child.
You can say that, unblocking. I don't need it.
Ooh, that was funny to me. Anything else happened that you wanted to talk about? Love and Marriage
Girl, no.
All right. You want ready?
These are like filler episodes, so
they are across the board. You want to do Ready for Love? Ready to Love?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so all right. So real quick, Ready to Love this week. It was meeting was that like a confidant or not a confidant, a truth teller? That's what he called it. You meet a truth teller, right? Was that this week?
Yes. So the men were supposed to bring like a family member, ex-girlfriend, or a friend
or something. So a lot of the men chose, I think Mike was the only one that chose a friend, like a long-term childhood friend or whatever. And then a lot of the men brought their exes, but most of the men picked exes that they were exes from a long time ago. Like, it didn't work out because of, like, there was a clear reason why it didn't work out. I think, what's his face? I can't remember his name. Said that they should have never been together and his ex moved on.
The trainer, there was I don't know his name either.
Yeah, me either. Oh, RHOA. What's his name? RHOA something. Anyways, RHOA. They call him RHOA, right? Somebody calls him RHOA. Anyways,
Rashawn, Raheem, something.
And then
y'all know who we're talking about. If you watch.
Exactly. And then so Samson's ex, wasn't clear to me why they weren't together, but she lives in a whole nother state. LJ's stupid ass,
girl, let's start with
recent ex that he is still sleeping with.
I was like, Now you got to be kidding me. You didn't think that these girls was gonna ask if y'all was still smacking bumping uglies? Like what? Smacking bellies, bumping uglies, all of the sorts. And then the fact that homegirl was like last month, sis in the confessionals was like last month was a couple of days ago.
Correct. Hello?
Like what?
I just
LJ baby, why you on this show? And my thing is, why would you bring her?
And then it was like, oh, somebody was like, would you get back together or something? And he was like, oh, I never rule it out. And it's just like, well, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
I'm like, what's the story on that? I hope somebody sits him down. What's his name? Lil Black Book on YouTube. Always be interviewing the damn people from what is the show? Ready to Love.
Ready to Love.
So hopefully he get LJ up there so we can get the tea behind this foolishness. Because like, why would you? That's like television suicide on a dating show.
Yeah, and the ex even said that she was still in love with him, and they still messing around. Much so. I was just like, why did you do that?
I'm like, do y'all have some sort of open situation that we really don't know about, and that's why you sitting here calm, cool, and collected?
Is it y'all gonna be on Seeking Sister Wives? Maybe y'all should apply for a different show.
Child, this foolishness. I'm like, and you know what? And I think I said in a previous conversation that LJ gives me sneaky vibes. Like he's so nice 100%. And so charming, but he's the one that's still got, you know, all these hangers on that he is entertaining in the background, in the intercession of it all.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end, it was Tramika and Looney who they decided weren't ready to love. And Looney was like super graceful. Like, I'm not connected with any of these people. It's fine. Like, I had a good time. It's been real. I'm out. But Tramika like lost her mind.
On it. She was smoking. It was a fire.
Baby, she was getting ready to get the people together. Okay. Mm-hmm. She had Mike on his heels. Like,
and did.
He was not prepared. Oh my mind.
But like my thing is with Mike, he could have just like when she said just cut to the chase, he should have just did that. Wow, I understand though because of TV or whatever, you gotta key up the drama. Mm-hmm. But like she did not want to play.
I will say this season, I know all the seasons they probably know what's coming, but I don't like this season that they're calling it out. Like, well, I know the men met yesterday, so if I'm getting a call today, then I guess I'm on the chopping block. I don't like that. Like, make it seem like, oh, we're going on a fun date. Oh.
At this point, I'm like, at this point, I feel like that should go out the window. Because especially if somebody is taking you on a date that you have never really connected with, you know what it is.
Exactly.
I guess they don't want to put the other men in the hot seat or or they don't want to step up to the plate to be in the hot seat. I think that's more of what it is. Because I think the DMV one that had Crazy Camille and Homeboy on it, the men on that cast were stepping up to the plate in terms of like sitting down to have these conversations with the people that they chose or whatever have you.
Yeah.
So except for when Camille had to get up there. Because she's crazy. So here's my thing. I do not like Kadian.
Me neither. I was getting ready to say the same thing.
I like at first it was very much I don't see it for Sherelle. That's her name. Charisse. I don't see it for Charisse because she came out the gate swinging. But like as the show has gone on, Kadian is awful.
She is awful. I'm not a fan of Kadian whatsoever.
I'm like, you are so unpleasant. You are as aggressive as Swayze is. And Swayze ain't even really like, the only time I really saw that energy from him was when he was pissed off. She is like the pissed off version all the time.
Not great. Not
at all. I'm like,
I think my prediction, Kayla is wasting her time spinning her wheels with Mike. She's also, I think she's going to end up out.
With RHOA.
I think she's going to end up out because she's like 1 foot into both and they're 2 feet in with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mike and Kayla, they're just like sexually attracted to each other, and they should probably just go ahead and get that out of the way. If they haven't already. And I like
Mike is like damn near head over heels for Brandy. I think that's her name.
But the way they look at each other, the way he and Kayla look at each other, it's like they are
giving sex
right in front of you.
They are right. Like they are
right there. So they should just, knock that out of the way. And then I like Mike and Brandy together. I like Charisse and Samson. I don't know about the rest.
Charisse and Samson is odd to me.
Really? Say more about that.
It's odd to me. Because initially, remember, Samson he seemingly was so like tuned in to the girl with the early 2000s hair with the flower and the fro bun, right?
Oh God, I'm so glad I didn't have to see that this week. Jesus.
As the season went on, it was like they just stopped speaking. I'm like, well, what happened? Where's the story there? Because he just started drifting between the people and then they landed on each other. But it's like they don't really like each other. They're just like finding someone to ride out the rest of the show with. Kind of like last season with the old man that looked like R. Kelly and then the dancer. They ain't like each other.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Danica, Danica,
I know you're talking about Dakia.
Whatever her name was. Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Dakia.
Yeah. Because she was so into the guy that's was our favorite, Joy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like Samson and Charisse because I feel that Charisse is soft around him. Like, even when they sat down and had their little meeting with his ex, she was very like, I am here for him. And we haven't seen her give anybody else that type of energy. So I like that. I like what he has brought out of her, I guess is what I'm saying. And he is the only one who has brought anything out of her. So I like that part. And I feel like, hey, Devin, I don't know. I like them together. I think they vibe off each other really well. So,
I mean, I don't like it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. Okay. I don't see it for them. I feel like it's going to be good for the show while we in it, but when they get to the final scene, they're going to be like, we're going our separate ways, but we're going to be friends.
I can see that. All right, I can see that. Anything else on Ready to Love?
Child, no. I'm interested to see the next episode though when Jamala and RHOA go at it over Homegirl. Because Kayla came and got in the bed and Jamala's stuff was already in that room. And I'm just like, that type of messy energy, like that's childish. Like, how old are you? Like, by all means, stake your claim and get your time in. Because I know that happened in the previous season where Joy and Dakia were, so like, but the thing is, Joy and Clifton were already both items in the room. So it was nothing to be done there. Like, anyway.
Okay. What else? Let me say a few words about Southern Charm. I know you don't watch, but I'm gonna just say a few words. So this season or this week, they went on their cash trip, and Jesus Christ, it is a mess. This season is a lot. It's a lot of tension. I know we have an episode about Venita and whether or not she's doing well fitting into the group.
She's not.
Spoiler alert, she is not.
I mean, shit, we do that already if you watched any bit of the show.
Yeah, it's not going well, but it wasn't even her. It was just like they have so much mess with them, with their group. They don't need no extra help. And the other people who are there is just kind of like, what is going on here? That's to include Shep's cousin and Venita and Leva, all the girls. They could just go, honestly. So also Naomi is back. So Naomi being back is like the bomb of everything because Craig is just a brat. He is so whiny.
He beside himself about that Naomi shit, which is odd to me. It was also odd to me that Naomi and Craig's new girlfriend, which is the girl from the other show on Bravo, they had like a sit down. Yeah, they had like a sit down and like had this whole back and forth, and it was just like, oh yeah, girl, like checking notes. Like what?
It wasn't
Like
great.
I respect the adultness of it all, but like at the same token, this is odd, sis.
It was odd, and it was odd because the energy that they brought into the conversation was very. It was a lot. It was like very adversarial, I guess. And then by the end, it was like, I want to comb your hair. And I was just like, well, how did we get here? That was quick.
This is that snake shit. That's that snake shit. You don't really fuck with each other for real. Why are we playing these games?
And then Craig is just beside himself because Naomi can't do anything right. So they were at dinner and Naomi started saying something and Craig was like, well, why you in it? Then Naomi was quiet and he was like, why you over there so quiet looking around? And it was just like, and he is quick to say, correct. And he is quick to say, like, Naomi still has feelings for him, and that's why she acts like this. And the truth
but Naomi broke up with him.
And also, Naomi seems like she has moved on just fine, and she's just trying to be friends and trying to have like a cordial sort of relationship or whatever. Anyways, and she's with Whitney now, which is odd. Yeah, it's awkward. Even watching it is very, very like cringe. It's
the thing
very,
that gets
very
on my
cringe.
nerves is that Whitney, Catherine's baby daddy, and I think that's it. Whitney and Catherine's baby daddy are like old.
Yeah, and it's a lot of swirling within the same pool because Catherine done been with Whitney, and she was with Thomas, and Shep was her, her friend with benefits. So like,
what?
Yes. That's like well-known tea. Like even to the point where they were talking about Naomi being in the mix, and somebody was like, "Well, how y'all feel about Catherine still being around Shep?" And they were like, "Oh, we don't even think about that no more. We moved on." Right.
That's crazy.
Right. And I'm gonna be honest. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say because now I'm starting to get tipsy. Carry on.
Okay, it's fine. So I'm gonna just wrap it up. But I don't care for Naomi because I think how she treated Craig was cruel. I thought she was mean. And especially like once she got with the tool, once she felt like she had leveled up on Craig, she was just nasty to him. And I don't want him to be friends with her, but I don't want him to be so bothered by her either. Like if you're unbothered, then be unbothered. He is, but he just gets on my nerves because he's whiny. So Leva opted out of the trip completely. Leva was like, I don't want to go on this trip with these boys because they get drinking and they get to fighting, and I don't have time for it. I have to stay home with my husband and my cute baby, and that's it.
I remember now. What is going on with Catherine and the black man?
They are not together anymore.
Are they still broken up? Okay. Because I saw clips of that last episode. I saw the episode where they broke up, but I haven't seen anything since.
Yeah, they tried to get back together, but it did not last very long. So they are no longer together.
So much for that.
It just tripped me out that his last name was Ravenel also. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, so this came up at last year's reunion. It was like, you know how, okay, going deep here, guys. You know how like sometimes within, slave holding families, the white people will have one spelling and the black people will add an extra letter or whatever to like differentiate, but it's still
That's like still the greens with the E on the end.
E on the end, right. So yes, so Thomas, Catherine's children's father, is Ravenel, and Caleb is also Ravenel with an extra L on the end. So everybody was kind of like, "Are they? Did that?" And on the last reunion, they were like, "Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah."
Yo, what would be interesting is if they did like a test to see if they're even fucking related, like biologically, because I'm sure that they are.
I'm pretty sure they are. Somewhere down the road, they totally are.
That's fucking crazy. They probably like 7th, 8th cousins and shit.
Cousins for sure. For sure. Anyway,
Wow.
so that I never got over that, but it was like it's of all the people in the world in Charleston that you could pick, you picked another Ravenel, and on the black side, like, you know.
I'm like, he won't even accuse this black man. You know, I mean, not that he needed to be, because that, never mind.
So that's all I had. I didn't watch anything
Girl. Well, all right. I guess we at the end of the show. We've been here long enough. We missed this last week. So, what have you been curious about as of late? Because it's been a while since we've done these.
Oh yeah, I'm still curious about the same thing. I don't know. Fixing my life, getting my life together, honey. I don't know.
We wrapping up this last quarter.
Yeah.
For me, I got the same answer. I don't know. Trying to get my life together in this last quarter. Okay. It is officially fall on Thursday, and so I'm just ready to let my harvest begin, reaping in all of the blessings that the good Lord has for me.
And that's that. You know what I'm really curious about as I look at a bag across the room? I'm curious about where I'm going to wear all this Kalana Barfield shit to, because I bought a lot, and I'm going to do a try on at some point, but like, I don't live in cold weather, so where am I going, girl?
Where did you buy?
Go back. Well, I bought cardigans and I bought the suit because it's mixed print. You know, I love a mixed print. I might return the pants and just leave the jacket.
Well, the and then some of the tops are lightweight, with the exception of that.
They are lightweight. They are lightweight. Yeah. And then I just bought something else today. So, and she's doing like there's a rolling thing happening. So there may be pieces getting released here and there. Anyways,
that's cool. I want to go back and get the blue and white striped shirt. I got the black and white dress situation. And speaking of that, so this weekend I went to a girls' weekend through by my friend. Shout out to Lisa. Hey girl, thank you. And I ended up wearing that shirt dress situation. I think that I'm gonna probably always wear that as a shirt. And I just threw on, I have like another similar pajama nightgown situation. I just threw like the little silk nightgown under it and then put that on as like an overshirt. And it was cute.
Very cute.
So I don't have any good photos, so y'all not gonna see it on Instagram, but I'll show you in a video maybe. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us for our live. Get down in the comments and let us know what you've been watching, if there are other things that you think that we should be watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Oh.